Okay, so this is obviously a great time of the year for the Patriots on television. Do Your Job 3, America's Game airs tonight on the NFL Network. The first game of the season is Sunday night against the Steelers. But this post has nothing to do with those things. It has to do with the Belichick, Nick Saban documentary that's set to air in December. Now, at first glance, initially looking at it beforehand, I think the Bill Parcells documentary with Bill Belichick created more initial intrigue if we're going to break them both down. For two reasons. Number one, Bill Parcells was always viewed as sort of the superior to Bill Belichick. Big Bill and Little Bill. So that dynamic of putting Little Bill next to Big Bill, the boss and the employee, was totally different than how we're used to seeing Bill Belichick, so that was interesting. And obviously there was the air of bad blood between Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. That made it interesting. So I think initially there was more intrigue associated with that documentary because you didn't know what you were going to get. You didn't know what they were going to dive into, how they were going to react, emotions, all those things. We know Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are good friends. I'm still really interested, obviously. It just doesn't have quite the intrigue to me that the Parcells and Belichick documentary had leading up to it. All right, so take your pick. Out of the two coaches most associated with Bill Belichick, who has had a more successful career in football? Bill Parcells or Nick Saban? I gotta go Bill Parcells. I'll always go with pro over college. As impressive as Nick Saban has been in college, 6 national titles, 9 SEC titles, or whatever that number is. The dynasty he has created at Alabama. Being a kingmaker in the pros like Bill Parcells was always trumps accomplishments in college. Bill Parcells won 2 Super Bowls, 2 championships with the Giants, brought the Patriots to another Super Bowl, but every team he was the head coach of got better. He brought the Patriots essentially out of the dark ages and helped create a Super Bowl culture there and a Super Bowl roster. The Jets made an AFC Championship game with Bill Parcells. They were immediately better when he arrived and immediately worse after he left. Even the Cowboys were better with Bill Parcells as their head coach, making the playoffs and all that. It's harder to succeed in the pros than it is in college. Once you get the recruiting train going, you're good. So the answer to this question is Bill Parcells. Although Nick Saban, extremely impressive right there in terms of football lore, Bill Parcells is the answer.
Well, as you know, I'm not on Snapface and all that, so I don't really get those.